morning, sewing friends, or good afternoon, or whatever time of day it is to you. Welcome to Sequin Girly Creates, and this is a Sunday Sews episode. I'm recording this part on Saturday morning before I run my first ever Southern Sewcial. So I will record a second part afterwards just to let you know how it went. But what I am planning to do based on request is do a separate vlog how to set up and run a social. So I know it's something people have asked about, and in that I'll include more videos, etc. But I will give you a little update this afternoon when I get back. So to start with, I'll just do a few bits with you and then we'll cut to that and then we'll finish up. So I'd like to start by thanking everybody for their reaction to my pattern review and tips on the Seasons of East Summer in New York dress. I have been blown away by the reaction and I'm glad everybody found it so useful. When I popped on the Seasons of East website the other day, it did say the pattern was sold out. I'm sure that's nothing to do with me, but I just wanted to warn you that it is at the moment. I'm pretty sure they'll bring it back though if something's popular. I am looking forward to when they bring out their new pattern, so I have been watching for that and I will let you know if I see one. I think I am going to try the winter in London trousers as well. The next thing I want to talk about is a wonderful reaction I had to last Sunday's Sunday Sews when I spoke about putting pressure on myself to do things to like perfection. And one of my lovely viewers said that there is a sort of a tradition in Moroccan art, etc., of there being flaws in all like of the decorations and the mosaic and the artwork. And she did give it a special name, and I'll put the details below because there's this sort of thought, and please, this is just what somebody has suggested to me, is that only God is perfect, and so when we as humans are flawed, that is a wonderful and beautiful thing. And that comment reminded me of something that I'd forgotten. And I do think in life we can get sometimes on like a hamster wheel and we can forget things that have been true to us for a long time, and it might be an event or it might be something happening in your life, and it just almost makes you forget a little portion of yourself. And sometimes it's nice to bring that back. There are bits of personal growth that we do want to leave behind, but there are sometimes times when in our personal growth journey we might leave something behind that actually we want to hang on to and we might have forgotten. So that lovely comment reminded me of two things about myself that I'm going to share with you. It's a little bit vulnerable, but I would like to share with you because I do feel that I have a great connection with you out there and I feel that I can. So I have on my arm a mole. It's a teeny tiny mole. I'm trying to twist my arm so you can see it. There it is there, that teeny tiny mole there. And what you can't see is there's a black hair that comes out of that mole. And I've had that black hair like that for probably 20 years. And it's just one sole black hair that just pokes out of the mole. Now, if you talk to me about if that happens on my chin, completely different point of view about that. But this one black hair that pokes out of this mole on my arm, I have never plucked it, I've never shaved it, and I've never got rid of it. And when my stepdaughter was growing up, she used to look at it, and my partners looked at it, not in like a massive scrutiny way, but just in a oh kind of way. And I've always said I keep that to remind me that none of us are perfect. Now, let's be clear. I don't think I'm perfect, but like I was talking about last week, that strive to do everything that I do to a really good standard. And that's the kind of person I am. It's either I don't do it or I do it really well. And I won't do it if I can't do it really well. But also I am a good enough person in some things. And I think we're all a very complex mix, but it reminded me that I'd forgotten about why I kept that hair on my mole. And the other reason is, now you may have noticed that this tooth here sticks out. And I had been offered by several dentists on multiple occasions to straighten it for me. And I actually said no, because again, I want to be and feel imperfect, and I completely respect and understand that other people might not want that, and I completely respect and understand that for some people their teeth stop them from wanting to smile well. But for me, it's always been a part of me, so I didn't want to get rid of it. And also, that's not what makes me the person I am. My self-growth, my journey is what makes me who I am. Now, that doesn't mean I don't take care of my appearance, as you can tell, my haircut, my clothes, the fact that I like to put on lippy, but these are the things that I have chosen to remind me of imperfection being a good thing. And I'd forgotten this, and in the things that have been happening in my life in the last few years, I'd forgotten. So thank you to the lovely viewer who left that comment, because it really reminded me to remember some things about myself, and also to want to share that with you as well. So is there things in your life that you keep to remind you that we're not perfect? And I always say it all the time to other people, we're not robots. It's fine that you've made a mistake. It's a good thing. We're human. Humans are messy. Humans are flawed. But I would love to hear your thoughts on that too. Right, let's get on to some sewing content. So I have finished this dress. Thank you to everybody who said whether it should be sleeve or no sleeve. I think it was completely unanimous. It was a sleeve, and I'm glad I did, because this is better for the autumn, because it's sort of a 3/4 to like elbow length sleeve, and I'm happy with that. Now, I haven't made the belt that the pattern said to, and I'm not sure if I will, because sometimes slippy belts can be annoying, so I'm going to see how I feel before I make that decision. Next thing is I thought I'd tell you about what I'm going to get up to at the social today, and then hopefully later on in the video when we cut to after, you'll be able to see. So here's my pouch ready to go. I'm going to make the Friday Pattern Company Donny shirt, and that's because it doesn't need a huge amount of pieces. I've watched all the instruction videos and reviews as like prep ready, and so I don't expect to get it all done because I'm busy hosting, but it also fits nicely in here, and all you need is sewing and your brain power, not lots of extra equipment, which I thought was good as well. What I'm hoping to do, I'll show you the fabric, is I'm doing a toile in this, which I picked up from a swaps table, and then if I get that done, because I don't know, it could be a quick sew, it could be a long sew, then I'm going to make myself one in this fabric that I shared with you before. And then I've already had a little shop of my own stash, and I feel like this could be a great one as well. Now, you know me, I love a hack, so I doubt that each one will be the same. I'll share with you later on as I get to know this pattern, get hacking on it, and we'll share with you the changes and things that I do. I'm going to be interested in whether I'm going to need to lift it up at the shoulders as well, based on things we've talked about before. So in the background, I'm recording a video for you about how to make these jersey dresses, and to go through the steps. I had such a great response to the Summer in New York dress. I've started to think about what other ones can I do like that. I wonder, would you like me to do one about the adjustments I made on the Friday Pattern Company Patina Blouse, and how I hacked it into different types of dresses, because I've actually made 3 different kinds of dresses. I've made the blouse 3 times, and then I've made 3 dresses, so I could definitely give you hints and tips. So do let me know in the comments below if you'd be interested in a Friday Pattern Company Patina Blouse one. I know that one's a bit more popular, so you might already be full with information, but let me know. Next thing is I am now preparing to make my toile for the Deer and Doe Sorrocco jumpsuit. So I'm going to use this jersey fabric that I bought earlier in the year from Rainbow Fabrics, because whilst I like it, I don't love it, so it's a great one to practice with. Oh, the rolls come undone. So I'm going to cut that out hopefully this week and start giving that a go, because I feel like that's a good sort of time of year for wearing a jumpsuit. And then thank you very much to people who responded to the Busy Bee Sewing Challenge, which was the refashion reveal. I had some lovely comments, lots of comments about the Tiger Panther shirt, which somebody coined it as, because it was a tiger and a black, and I love that tiger panther kind of combo. So thank you very much. I'm definitely going to swap the cuffs to give it that finishing touch. And I also shared the polka dot Zara linen dress that I don't fit in anymore, and thank you to everybody whose suggestions have come through. I think I've come up with the plan, because what I was saying was, it's how do I bring the two together, because whilst they are similar fabric and work well together, if you've just got the zebra at the top and the polka dot at the bottom, it still looks like two parts. So firstly, I have done the double collar, which I think helps bring the polka dot along to the top. And then I was thinking I do want a sleeve, because of just in the UK there's not often when you can go sleeveless. I've adjusted the sides, and I obviously was going to put the full zebra sleeve back in. Somebody suggested me doing 3/4, which could be good. The reason I can't put the polka dot sleeve in is because it's too tight. Otherwise, I think that could have worked well, and the reality is it's just too tight, and there's not enough fabric from the top to cut 2 new sleeves. But the other morning, I think I had a moment of inspiration. I'm thinking of taking the bottom part of the polka dot sleeve and using it like an extended cuff, and then having the zebra sleeve billow out at the top, so sort of gather it round so it's sort of billowy, long and thin. And so I think that could work really well as a combo for the sleeve, so it's not all zebra. And then I was speaking to my lovely friend who does vintage, and she said, why not do a ruffle of zebra on the bottom with the cut off from the shirt. So hopefully I'm going to have enough, and that's what I'm going to do, because I think it brings it down to the bottom as well. I did think about pockets and things like that. I held it up and it just didn't look right, so ruffle along the bottom it is. My goodness, by the time it is finished, it will be pretty amazing, with all these wonderful thoughts that everybody is helping me to gather for it. So let's see how that goes. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you might want to, because that's where I'll share things like this in stories as I go along, and also still photos, etc. I have put a comment on my community tab asking if anyone would be interested in a virtual sewing social, because whilst lots of people have been able to come to my in-person ones, there are people in parts of the UK that would be too far away, even within, for those of you who don't live in the UK, even within southern England, it's still 2 hours or more for some people to get here, and that's a big drive. So I appreciate that, you know, to come on a Saturday, you've then got to add 4-hour driving on to come. So there is, across the UK, there are people that can't come that would love to, but also I know I've got lovely followers like Zelda, hi Zelda, out in the rest of the world. And I think Pat and Pouch Ness, I think you might be Australian. So hello to all my lovely followers who are not in the UK. And I know you can't come too. So I was thinking of doing a virtual one, and we can do a raffle, and I'm happy to post it. And I will have a think if there's a way we can do a swap. So I'm still working out the plans up here, but do drop me a comment below if you would love me to do a virtual one, because I think that would be great. I'm thinking it would need to be in the evening to catch people who are in the US. So evening UK time, British summer time, and Australia. I'm going to look and work it out, because I can always do one morning and one evening, or do a whole day like on a Saturday or Sunday, and you could dip in and out what works for your time zone. So I'm working on it. Let me know in the comments below if this is something you would like me to do, and if there's enough interest. I think I'll put it on as we get into the UK dreary months. I know that's not the same for everyone else, But in those dreary months when we start to hibernate in the UK, well, I do anyway, it will be a good opportunity to do that. So I know, Oz, you'll be in your hot bit by then, but you might want to be hiding from the hot weather. But let's see if we can put this together. Do let me know if you're interested. Right, I am now off to pack the car and make sure I've got everything I need for today's social. I have got it all ready already, but I just want to do those last minute checks, and I need to have a bit of breakfast, and I'll catch you later to let you know A, how the Donny shirt's gone, and B, how it went. Okay, I'm back. It's the end of Saturday and the sewing social is done. Everything's put away. I've just got a few bags in my front room to sort out. So what I thought I would do before this, hopefully you've seen a little bit of video of us setting up and getting ready. After this, I'll put some pictures in of a little video of what everyone was up to and a nice picture. So I did it. I managed to sew up the Donny shirt. As always with Friday Pattern Company, this is too low. If I unbuttoned it and did the safety pin, it would be too low. So I know for future, I'm working out whether again to take it up here, but I think it might be too tight under here. So I think I just have to stitch a bit further up, and I don't think that will be a problem at all. But I'm really pleased. Excuse if you can see the threads. It's turned out really well, but I watched the Friday Pattern Company sew along instruction video, which I highly recommend if you're going to make the Donny shirt. And I watched a couple of other vloggers as well, which I'll put below. It's definitely watching those, because this whole construction of this here is quite fiddly, but with the video it makes it much clearer if you just follow it from the instructions. I think it would be a bit tricky. I like the technique for the top of the pocket. That was really clever. And I've already cut my second one out, and I'm going to try a long sleeve one. It is meant to be about belly button length for me, because I'm petite, as you know. It is longer, but any shorter than it is, and I wouldn't be able to tuck it in. I will pop a picture in up here of it with my outfit. But it is the burrito roll technique again with the yoke, which if you've sewn the Patina Blouse is exactly the same. So there is nice familiarity to some of it, whilst also having some new techniques like this underneath yoke piece instead of just some facing. So that was interesting to try something different. And the collar it's not a traditional collar like insertion, so it is, if you like to learn like new things, then it's a perfect one for that. So I was really good with the swaps table. I only picked up one piece of fabric, which I'm going to show you now, and as someone said when I picked it up, they went, "That is so you." So here it is, and I asked whose it was because it was so glorious. This is the lovely Mary who came, so thank you, Mary. Look at this green faux fur fabric. This is going to make an amazing coat again. I can already picture it now, and it's not itchy at all. This back is really soft, so I don't think I'd even need to line it, because in the winter I'd have things on, but I might do, because it might be a good challenge for me to learn how to line. But this is pretty glorious, and that was all I picked up, so I'm very proud of myself. And there was a good selection there. Thank you to the lovely Sophie, who cooked 2 gorgeous cakes that were really delicious and who helped me clear up as well, and much thank you for that. And lovely to meet lots of people. There was a lovely lady called Jacqueline there, and she had a beautiful dress on with this lovely sort of like classical painting print on the fabric, and it was lovely to see her there as well. And she was sewing up some closet core pajamas, and it was just a great day. So I'm really happy that's number 1 done. Getting ready for the 30th now, and then more, and I will release all of the dates soon for after that so that everyone can think about if they want to come. And also thank you to people who've already said they would like a virtual sewing social. Remember, I said earlier in this vlog, if you'd be interested in a virtual one, let me know, because I will put one together for my sewing friends who can't get to me in person because it's either too far in the UK or you live in another country. So I hope you have a good week, and I will put some pictures in now of the social a little bit so you can see, and I am preparing a vlog as requested for people who want to think about setting one up, giving you some hints and some tips. And I can't believe it, the sun is out. For those of you who don't live in the UK, you may not know, we've had a horrendous summer, and actually it looks like we're about to have a week that feels like summer now the children have gone back to school. Typical. But have a lovely weekend.